Let us discuss about triglycerides today. It was believed by most people that it was cholesterol that was the main risk factor or culprit for heart disease and stroke. In Sri Lanka, until recently, most people were sick, within brackets, with this cholesterol disease. When you ask a friend or meet anybody and greet and say, "How are you?" the prompt answer would be, "I'm not well." "Why are you not well?" "My doctor told me I have very high cholesterol." So in Sri Lanka it became a disease called the cholesterol disease with no symptoms. Most of them are on expensive tablets to reduce the blood cholesterol, though the cholesterol may not be or may be a risk factor for heart disease. 60% of people getting heart attacks have low blood cholesterol. Triglycerides also cause plaque buildup, and with such buildup are more likely to have high LDL or bad cholesterol. So both cholesterol and triglycerides harden the artery walls or become thick, which is called atherosclerosis. The fatty food in the human diet is in the form of triglycerides, which consists of 3 fatty acids linked to glycerol. In the digestive tract, the triglycerides are hydrolyzed by the enzyme pancreatic lipase to release free fatty acids and monoglycerides. These are further broken down into emulsion drops with the help of bile and phospholipids. Fatty acids and monoglycerides are transported in the lymphatic system first before being transported into the blood. The lining of your small intestines consists of villi, tiny finger-shaped structures that project out. In the middle of each villi are the tiny lymph vessels called lymph capillaries or lacteals. They are transported into the liver and is reconverted into triglycerides and stored in the liver and fat cells. The 2 digestible carbohydrates are starches and sugars. Everyday foods we eat contain carbs in rice, bread, potatoes, yams, nuts, fruits, among others. When consumed mainly as cooked foods, are digested in the mouth, stomach, and the small gut into soluble glucose by pancreatic enzymes amylase and maltose, which breaks them into simple sugars, also called monosaccharides. Carbohydrates provide fuel for the tissues of your body. Absorption takes place in the upper portion of your small intestine, enters the bloodstream, and are transported in the portal vein to the liver. As mentioned earlier, fatty acids take a different route to the liver through the lymphatic system. If you're eating more carbohydrates than burning for energy, your body, liver and muscle tissue will store the excess in the form of glycogen. Glycogen is not fat, but actually a type of compact glucose that may be stored either in your muscles and liver. most people take in 40% to 60% of their total calories from carbohydrates. But if you consume more carbohydrates than you burn, those extra calories can convert to fat and are stored in the fat cells as triglycerides. The conversion of excess carbohydrates to fat is a complex process, occurs primarily when you frequently take too many total calories in your daily diet. Insulin secreted in the pancreas has a major role in carrying blood glucose and stored as triglycerides in the body. Fat tissue is actually responsible for converting excess carbohydrates into fat cells. The process of conversion occurs when adipose or fat tissue forms a compound known as acetyl-CoA from glucose. Acetyl-CoA molecules are then linked to form triglycerides molecules, a type of fat that can either be stored or released into the bloodstream. Because converting carbohydrates to fat requires more energy, your body prefers to use carbohydrates for energy or stores them as glycogen in the liver. Simple carbohydrates from processed foods such as white rice, white flour, and foods with added sugar have a high chance of increasing fat storage. These carbs trigger the release of insulin, which has a fat-sparing effect in the body. The liver and muscle stores surplus sugar as glycogen. The liver can store approximately 100 grams of glycogen, which is used to maintain basal blood glucose levels between meals. Once these reserves are saturated, excess glucose is converted to fat for longer-term storage.